You know, there's something fascinating about corrupt regimes. And this is what I mean. It's not wonderful to live under one as we do now, but there is something fascinating about them when you look at them from a historical perspective. Because, you know, I love history, and I'm always reading about how this government fell, and that government fell, and this empire went down. And one thing is almost universal. In fact, I would say it probably is universal with all of them. When they get to the phase where we're currently at, where everyone knows it's corrupt, everybody, it's one of those things, it's naked. It's just laid bare before everyone can see it. Before there are ever any reforms, and most of the time there are never reforms, but before that step ever happens, they make lying simply part of government life. They institutionalize lying, and they outlaw the truth. This is universal. This happens forever. Joe Biden came out and said something yesterday, and there's a word out there, chutzpah, I think is how you say the word, but Joe Biden talking about the abuse of power is really something to behold.
I got involved in politics because I think the greatest sin that anyone can commit is the abuse of power.
The greatest sin anyone can commit is his abuse of power. I'm going to talk about Hunter Biden and Joe here in just a moment, but before I even get to that, the abuse of power. Well, as President of the United States, you are the de facto head of the Department of Homeland Security. You know, that department George Bush formed to try to gather all the government agencies together so they can cross-communicate and defend the country. Even Border Patrol's under there. Defend the country. That's what they do. Would you like to hear their newest project down there at the Department of Homeland Security? Would you like to hear the newest mission they have to ensure America is safe? Well, here it is.
Can you share what steps you've taken and what future plans you have to address Spanish language mis- and disinformation through department-wide approach?
Our Office of Policy, Office of Planning, Policy and Strategy, also is a leading effort. Our Undersecretary for Policy, Rob Silvers, is co-chair with our Principal Deputy General Counsel, Jennifer Daskell, in leading a just recently constituted misinformation, disinformation governance board.
I'm sorry? Maybe I didn't hear that right. A disinformation governance board. That's interesting. The person who was just chosen to head the disinformation government board is a person who pushed the Hunter Biden laptop Russian disinformation conspiracy back in 2020. Pushed it hard. Well-established record of saying disinformation, Russia, Russia. So the new head of America's version of the Ministry of Truth, worried about disinformation, is somebody who specializes in pushing disinformation. Do you see what I mean? We have institutionalized lying now in the country, and we now have the banning of telling the truth. It's everywhere.